So you're considering a move to the San Francisco Bay Area and you are totally overwhelmed and looking at Contra Costa? Well, in today's video, we're going over the 12 best suburbs in Contra Costa County. So you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's go. What's up, guys? Rachel Hill here, realtor in the East Bay area. If you want to know all things San Francisco Bay Area related, this is the channel for you. Click the subscribe button, smash that like button so you can make sure to get notified each week when we have a new video coming out and you can get updated on living in the Bay. Big shout out to those people that are giving us emails and questions and text messages about the Bay Area. We love helping you and getting those questions answered for you, so keep them coming. And if you want to know anything else, let us know. Just click down there and subscribe and make sure to comment down below what you want to hear. All right, so let's get into this video. You're totally overwhelmed and you want to move to the San Francisco Bay Area, but you don't know even where to start. Well, in today's video, we're going to go over the 12 top suburbs in the Contra Costa area, which is just East Bay area of San Francisco, because a lot of people want to move over here. And I thought that going over the top 12 suburbs in the Contra Costa area is what you'd want to know. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's get into this video. As you can see, this is not my opinion. This is niche.com's opinion for these 12 top suburbs of the Contra Costa area. So right here, number one, we've got Moraga, and Moraga is actually a really great place to live. It has excellent schools and you will have an overall grade of an A+ here. Public schools, like I said, A+ housing. I mean, housing is really expensive. That's probably why it's a C+. Crime and safety is good, B+. There is a little bit of a town here, not too much. You will head to Lafayette here. You can see right there. Moraga is right here. So the reason why Moraga is so great is it's actually pretty close. I mean, given you have to take this freeway to, or this road to get to 24, which is right here, and then you hop on the freeway where ORINDA is, and you could head into Oakland or SF. A lot of people live in Moraga for the safety factor because it's actually a really safe town. You can see here the population is 17,000, and it's a really nice place. There's, you know, a handful of nice restaurants, coffee shops, parks, lots of young professionals and retirees live in Moraga. So it's definitely a good place for families. Again, you're just going to be a little bit off the freeway here. Me personally, it's not my jam, but it's a lot of people's because the school districts are amazing and it's safe. So if there's any kind of crime activity, they really got to trek into here to get into Moraga. But one of the challenges with Moraga is that, you know, you come in here and you kind of stay here. You're not going to really go too far out. It's going to take you a good 15 minutes to get to Lafayette, 10-15, depending on how backed up this is during commute hours. A lot of people are going to come off 24 and have to go up this road to get into Moraga, and it's going to take some time. So you can see here, again, I think this is a pretty low estimate, but again, I don't think that it counts just for single family residences. This is townhomes and condos included, I think, for a single family residence home, which if you have a family, you're going to probably want. You're looking at about 1.3 to 1.5, 18% rent, 82% own. So majority of people are owning in Moraga, and you can kind of see that this is what Moraga is compiled of. So it's just, you would take this road to get in there. And again, it's really beautiful. Crime and safety is a B, diversity is a B+. Not a lot of diversity here. Working Moraga is not super great because there's not too many jobs. Most people go to Oakland and San Francisco. But again, you can see the public schools here have ratings of A+. I actually have plenty of friends and clients that have gone through this school system and they love it. So definitely rated nationally, and you know, a lot of people have had great experiences in Moraga, so definitely something to consider. So it is number one. You can see down here some reviews. Let's just see this one. Moraga is a great place for kids to grow up. Schools are excellent, and there are some good places to get food. Plenty of space, not congested. For single family houses, rolling hills with great hikes. With only 3 exits from Moraga, people don't usually commit crimes. In contrast, Lafayette, 15 minutes away, has a highway running through it, so there is more crime. Moraga is a comfortable place to live, but there is hardly any racial diversity. So things to take note of, but this is our number one on the list, Moraga, the suburb of Moraga. And you can see it's right here on the map. And I can guarantee if you can afford it here, you will most likely like it, unless you want a lot of diversity. And if that's the case, we got to head into these towns over here: Berkeley, Emeryville, Piedmont, Oakland, Rockridge. But again, there'll be more crime there, so something to take note of. And that's why you have to hire a professional and contact us, because we can give you all the details on each of the towns and help you make that educated decision that's best for you and your family. Right, now on to number two. Best suburb is San Ramon. We love San Ramon. South San Ramon is just a little bit down. Let me show you the map here. Just a little bit down on the 680. Let's see if we can zoom out. So if you are going to be working in San Francisco, you would most likely take 80 down to 880 or 580, and then 580 to 680 to get into San Ramon, which is right down here. So there are plenty of different areas in San Ramon, but it's kind of the Crow Canyon majority of San Ramon. Like as you go into here, and you'll see in the next suburbs, there are more over here that we'll talk about, but this is kind of like just saying in general San Ramon. And again, niche.com has an overall grade of A+. I grew up in San Ramon myself. I actually really loved it. I have plenty of fun stories and great times here. We lived in an area that was really country-esque when I was growing up young. Like literally across the street was just hills with cows, and we used to go to cow tipping and chase them. It was really fun. Ice blocking down the hill, really crazy, stupid things, but innocent, easy living and very safe. So San Ramon has changed a bit, but you can see here the public schools are A+, crime and safety is a B, nightlife is B+, diversity is A-. It's definitely good for families, and housing is a C. It's very expensive to live here, as in many of the areas in the East Bay, but cheaper than the South Bay, San Francisco area, and Marin County. So you'll see the median home value is about $958. Again, this is lower. Your single family residence is going to be in the $1.2 to $5 million range here. 28% rent, 72% own, and population is 75,000. Let's go over the crime. B, pretty much suburb life here, lots of tract homes, but also, closer quarters. Some of San Ramon is going to be a little bit more space in the old San Ramon area, but newer areas like Dougherty, you're going to have kind of closer compounded houses with not that much room, but still enough room that you'll be happy. Lots of great golf courses here. Diversity is A-, and I believe this is because, my story of being in San Ramon is I was like one of the 10 Asian kids in high school, and now it's definitely a little bit more diverse, because as people work in Silicon Valley, you have a lot of different cultures in Silicon Valley and coming from all over the world, and they're trickling up to 680. So you'll get that diversity in this town in Pleasanton and whatnot, a lot more than it was when I was growing up. So working in San Ramon, you've got $160,000 median household income. The top schools here, public schools, are all A+. Dougherty obviously is an AA+ there. Monte Vista High, my best friends went here. I went to California High. I had great experiences, lots of fun times with friends and family. I mean, it's definitely a great town. I feel blessed to have lived in such a great area. San Ramon Valley High is A+, Bollinger Elementary School is A+. So you're not going to have a problem with schools here. Let's see what people say here. I've lived here in San Ramon since 1995. Oh, that's when I graduated high school. My wife and I raised our kids. Moving from Vallejo, the school system was great at the time, and our children have graduated from Cal High. That's where I went. I moved to higher learning and adulthood. Yes, and I did too. I went to UC Santa Barbara, and I loved it. Crime was nearly non-existent when we moved here, but now the new Next Door Act indicates there is more crime than meets the eye. So again, petty theft, car break-ins, this stuff is all normal. And I think even we probably had that growing up. We just didn't have it documented as much as it does have now with everyone on Nextdoor. It's a bedroom community, it says, where residents have to commute to work. So yes, this is one thing, like I mentioned in the map before, you do have to drive, or you can take BART. There's a BART station at Dublin that you could hop on and get into San Francisco easily. Let's see, once upon a time you could buy a house on the cheap. If you bought a long ago, 1990s, then the recession no longer exists. Housing is expensive. My home increased to $1 million. Love it. Yes. Just one quick story. My aunt, who has been a local resident of San Ramon for, at least, I would say 50 plus years, got her house for $94,000. She's got 4 bedrooms and 3 baths, 2 living rooms, probably just about 2,000 square feet with a pool. She bought it for $94,000. It is now worth at least, I'd say, $1.6 million. So that is what you're looking at in San Ramon. It's a great town. I loved it. I had a great childhood here. And just to reiterate the commute, if you are going to be working in San Francisco, you're going to be taking 580. You're going to come down 680. You're going to go on to 580 to either 580 or 880 and to 80 and then the city. Or you could just take BART, which is along the 580 right here. There's a Dublin station right here, and it'll take you directly into the city. Now, if you're working in Hayward, obviously you'd go here, 580 down. Or if you're going to be in Silicon Valley area, a lot of people commute down 680, come this way and head into San Jose and Santa Clara, Sunnyvale area. So a lot of people do that because it's more expensive down here, and San Jose is slightly cheaper, a couple $100,000 cheaper. So that is our number 2, San Ramon. All right, number 3 is Twin Creeks. Let's take a look here. So Twin Creeks is in San Ramon. Again, A+ for schools, B- for housing, nightlife. Same thing as San Ramon. Twin Creeks is a neighborhood in San Ramon, California, population of 12,000. It is in Contra Costa County and is one of the best places to live in California. Living in Twin Creeks offers residents sparse suburban feel, and most residents own their home. In Twin Creeks, there are a lot of restaurants, coffee shops, parks. Many families live in Twin Creeks, and residents tend to have moderate political views. The public schools in Twin Creeks are highly rated. Here you go. You can see 12,000 populated, medium price for a single family residence is a bit higher than this because that probably includes townhomes. Let's take a look at the map so you can kind of get an understanding of exactly where this is in San Ramon. So this actually is a really great area. You can see as you go further down here is Dublin. What is this road right here? Carey Place. Yeah, I used to live over here off Pine Valley and Alcosta. And yeah, you're going to have this is a little subsection of San Ramon right near Bishop Branch Park. The nightlife is going to be right in Bishop Branch. It's beautiful. There's a lot of great restaurants and cool places. They've totally built it up. You have a ton of great restaurants and shops there. A little different than downtown Walnut Creek, but trying to be a little bit more like Walnut Creek, but still it's a great community. And this is kind of older San Ramon here. You know, this is kind of where we grew up back in the day. Had a lot of great fun times on Pine Valley and Walt Disney, and Cal High is over here, I believe. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's around here. Like I said, lots of golf courses. This section of town was all new. It was all rolling hills when I was growing up. I told you that I lived across the street from hills, and you can see there's still not many houses. There's lots of houses here, but this is for the most part hills and stuff. And this area, Dougherty, is probably going to be on the list here, but that's all new as well. So Twin Creeks is a great suburb of San Ramon, and that is our number 3. Right now on to number 4 is Southern San Ramon. And you can see, let's take a look here. Again, this is part of San Ramon, so we're still going to have all the same stats of like A+ for schools, crime and safety, C+, for housing, nightlife is a B, good for families, diversity. Let's see what they say here. Southern San Ramon is a neighborhood in San Ramon, California with a population of 28,000. Southern San Ramon is Contra Costa County and one of the best places to live in California. Living in Southern San Ramon offers residents dense suburban feel, and most residents own their home, which is true of most San Ramon. There are lots of restaurants, coffee shops, etc. like the rest of San Ramon. 28,000, again, median home. I think that's a bit higher than that, but that includes condos and townhouses. Let's take a look at the map here and zoom out. So before we were looking at this area over here for Twin Creeks, and now we're looking at the Southern San Ramon area, which is actually now looking at this little map is where I grew up. So lots of fun here. This is old San Ramon. This is not going to be a ton of new development here. This is going to be like where my aunt lives over on Pine Valley. She bought her house pre-construction, and it's worth at least 1.6 million now. So you're kind of getting south, going closer to 580, and this is going to be older school San Ramon. It's great. I love it. The houses are spacious. You're still accessibility to Bishop Branch, but it's not right there. You're gonna have to drive just a little bit longer, but you've got golf courses here, and the Bridges is up here, which is a newer golf course. People that love golfing are going to love all of these golf courses. So that is where it is located. And let's see, median household incomes 164. And again, they're going to have great schools, A+, AAA. Let's see what they say. Enough balanced place with good schools and high safety. Only one not enough good items is public transportation. But in general, this has a suburban feel. This issue can be really ignored. True, it is the suburbs. It's not the city. You're going to have to drive places. These are the things that you're going to have to do when you come out to the East Bay area, Contra Costa specifically. You're going to get that it's not going to have a ton of great public transportation. There's going to be some, but you're most likely going to have a car. So something to take note of, and that is our number 4. On to number 5 from niche.com is a different city. We are looking at the suburb of Lafayette, California. I actually love Lafayette. I'm very biased. I wish I could have a beautiful home here, but the pricing, as you can see, is C+. It's not cheap. Lafayette is located right here on the 24, so it's really great if you're going into the city or Oakland. It's not far, and it has an A+ of public schools, crime and safety is a B, nightlife is B+. Lafayette actually has a pretty good downtown, and it's very close to Walnut Creek, so you get the benefit of both of those little towns. There's a Safeway and a Whole Foods and a cute little downtown with lots of really great restaurants and cute little places to shop, mom and pop shops shops. I really love Lafayette. I think that you will too if you can afford this price point. It looks like the population is about 26,000. Let's see what it says here. Lafayette is in Contra Costa, one of the best places to live. Has a great feel, and most of the residents own their home, like San Ramon as well. Lafayette, there are a lot of coffee shops, like I said, many parks, and retirees live in Lafayette, and residents tend to have modern political views, which I think tends to be the across the board for the Bay Area. Like, we're pretty open here, and I grew up here, I know it. So if you don't like being liberal or open, probably not the best place for you. Median home price, like I said, this probably includes condos and townhouses. 1.4, I think an actual home in Lafayette if you're attached to the schools. Down below here, the pricing is going to be at least $1.3 to $1.5 million. So I think safe bet, definitely 1.5 for a nice pretty brand new home, and link to those schools down here that you can see are fantastic. A+, A+, A+. You're not going to have a problem here with schools if you have kids. You'll be very happy, but again, diversity is a B. So if diversity is important to you, Lafayette might not be the place, or you might want to look into it further. But here you can see the map. So Lafayette is great because, like I said, you've got the 24 right here, right there, the freeway you head in, and right about here, the Caldecott Tunnel, you're going to get some traffic jam, but you can easily get into Oakland, or you can take the bridge over into San Francisco. But again, this commute is going to be a good hour plus hour 15 if you're coming in the morning. So traffic is definitely back to normal, but it's pretty quick. And Lafayette, one of the positives is that Lafayette actually has a BART station here. So the BART station is like right around here, I think. It doesn't show you, but it's like right over here. So you can easily hop on BART. And the homes here are absolutely stunning. You get a lot of greenery and space. It's really great. Lafayette, love it. It's one of my favorite towns in the Bay Area. I just think it's a really great family-oriented place. The crime and safety is not bad. You know, obviously petty theft, car break-ins, you're going to have to take note of that. Diversity is not great, but again, I really love the schools. I really love restaurants, the breakfast spots. I think that it's definitely excellent. Let's see what people are saying. Lafayette is a wonderful place to live. Excellent schools, thriving downtown with lots of great restaurants. It's very much a family town with strong sense of community, close to the perfect climate as you can get. Easy commute to SF, BART, or car. Excellent trails, hiking, easy to get to Napa, Livermore, Russian River Valley, Tahoe, and so much more. A lot of young families move here for the schools and relatively safe environment. Overall, you will be hard pushed to find a better town. I picked Lafayette from the map of America when I moved from Ireland, and overall, I cannot be happier. That is exactly how I feel. Not everyone feels this way, but you can read the reviews here, and I think that people that come here, if you can afford this price point of $1.5 million, you will like this town a lot and you will really enjoy it. It's beautiful. And again, that's why we're here to help you. We are the experts in these areas, and we can help guide you with all the different questions and figure out what's right for you. So that is our number 5, Lafayette. Right, number 6 is Dougherty Hills. This is in San Ramon. So again, we're going to have a lot of the same ratings here. Public schools A+, housing C, nightlife is B+, 27,000 residents here. And let's take a look at the schools. They're all great. Crime is pretty neutral here. Diversity is A-. And again, all excellent schools. Let's show you down on the map. So Dougherty Hills, as we talked before about the old San Ramon, and then this is kind of like old school down here. All the Dougherty Hills in this area. Dougherty Valley is all new. This used to be complete hills when I was growing up. So we used to come down Dougherty Road and like speed, and it was like a cow country, no houses here. So this is all brand new. It's very, very, very impacted, and it's brand new construction. Houses are right on top of each other. They don't have the same space as the houses down here. So something to take note of. But again, it's right by the Bridges Golf Club. That is a beautiful venue. There host events. The golf course, I actually tried golfing on it. I just ended up picking up my ball and forget it. I've heard it's a very challenging course if you're a golfer, so lots of people love it. So this schooling district is like the top. I think it's actually outrated Danville, and yeah, I think that stuff is important to you. Look into it, but this is going to be our number 6, Dougherty Hills in San Ramon. Let's read a few things of what people are saying that live here. The housing here is pretty nice. Most of the houses around here are new. Like I said, they usually have the same exterior design though. There's usually no vacant properties. Most will be filled right away. It's a very safe and clean and organized community. Great to start and raise a family. Many eating options, however, not many activities for older teens. They used to have a teen center actually right down in the community center, but they've completely changed it. So again, very family friendly. People like it here. I would say it's a great place, and it is our number 6. Now on to number 7. We have Alamo, California. I actually love Alamo a lot. I had some really fun times here because I had friends that lived in Alamo. Alamo is a fantastic suburb in Contra Costa County. So Alamo is directly here on the 680. You're going to get off on Livorno, and you can easily take 680 north into 24 into 80 to get you into San Francisco or Oakland. Depending on where you're working, I think that Alamo is probably the last stop on the 680 if you want to live here and work in Silicon Valley, which is down here. So it's getting pretty far as you go up the 680 Alamo. So just something to note. This area is very woodsy. It's beautiful. It's a smaller community, and you're going to have downtown Danville. There's not going to be a true downtown here in Alamo, which I'm sure we'll see the reflection on the nightlife, because the next downtown you're going to hit is going to be Danville or Walnut Creek. It's kind of plopped right in the middle here, but the schools here are excellent. You're going to get off on Livorno or Stone Valley, and they're excellent. I grew up roaming the streets here, having great times on downtown and downtown Danville, Harts Boulevard. There's a ton of super cute restaurants and shops here. It's old America, United States, American flags, downtown. They have a great 4th of July parade here. I love Alamo. If I could live anywhere, I would say Lafayette or Alamo. And the reason why I like Lafayette, it's just got a more vibrant downtown than Danville does, and it's closer to Walnut Creek, which I love Walnut Creek for the shopping. So that is where Alamo is located. Let's take a look at some of the ratings. Like I said, A+ for public schools, crime and safety is neutral. It's pretty safe here. I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but again, petty crime, like you just always have to be careful of what you leave in your car and whatnot. Housing is a C because, as you can see down here, the median home is 1.6. Again, that's going to be inclusive of condos and townhouses. If you're looking to have a family and buy a house here, you're looking at, like, I would say 1.8 million to upwards of 5-6 million. So it's not super affordable. It's not cheap, but if you have the money, you should definitely check it out. And we are here to help you. That's why we are professionals, and we always recommend talking to us before you make any decisions, because we can help you with those. Again, A+ for families. Nightlife is A-, like I told you. Not great because it doesn't have its own downtown, but it's close to Danville and Walnut Creek. Diversity is C+. So you're not going to get as much diversity here. You are going to get kind of the same kind of average lifestyle, but it's to each their own. It's up to you. You got to check it out, see if it's worth it for you. Let's see what people are saying here. Diversity. Medium income household is 239,000. I would say that's probably close to 250 and up. Again, all the schools are excellente. Let's see here. Let's read the 3-star. There are amazing attributes of Alamo. Growing up here, it was extremely safe and included wonderful schools. However, people can be very closed-minded. I would like to see people more accepting and less judgmental. It is also very expensive, but it makes sense in such a wonderful area. The location of Alamo is key because you can easily travel to San Francisco, Lake Tahoe, or Napa. That's all true. Again, lack of diversity, less judgmental. These are things that you need to take into consideration. Alamo is a very small community and feeling CDP. I don't know what CDP is. It's definitely on the pricier side of town with a generally affluent population. Most children that grow up here go to one of 2 elementary schools, middle school, then go to Danville, Walnut Creek for high school. It's definitely very safe and neighborhood-driven community. As a 50-year-old resident, of the positives of safety, excellent schools, and care for the community have changed very little. So as you can say, everything I'm talking about, it's fantastic, but lack of diversity, you just got to figure out what is right for you. But I never had any problems, and I loved Alamo. So in your budget, I would definitely check it out. And that is our number 7. Okay, now on to number 8. We have Crow Canyon. It's a suburb of San Ramon. So we are back to San Ramon. As you can see, San Ramon is a bigger town than most in the East Bay area. So there's a lot of different suburbs. So we've talked about San Ramon. Great overall. Niche, A+, good for families. B+ for nightlife. C for housing. Let's take a look. 11,000 population. Median home, I would say probably 1.1 to 2 for that if you want a single family residence. Most own. Let's take a look on the map here so you can see what you're getting into. So let's see. Again, this is all of San Ramon right here, and this is going to be just above Twin Creek. So this is kind of going to be like, this section of town is going to have a lot of shopping, like right in here. There's going to be some businesses over here, so not many houses. Most of the houses are going to kind of be condensed over here, but this is where like the Safeway is, the Freeway Exchange, and there's a ton of like little restaurants and businesses in here. So not really residential, but it's going to be, the residential is going to be down here. So maybe this is why it's like the price points points are a little bit lower because there's probably going to be more, not so many houses, but more condos and townhouses over here. Let's read some of the reviews. Education is an A-. So this is attached to Cal High, even though it's got A+, Santa Mona High. Dougherty, again, is on the other side of Santa Mona. It's going to have the excellent school. There, it's probably the number one. But let's see, people are saying it's expensive, but that's because of the amazing schools. Wonderful trails throughout the city, including the Iron Horse Trail. Oh, I love the Iron Horse Trail. I've neglected to mention that. So the Iron Horse Trail goes actually all the way down into Dublin and it heads up into Pleasant Hill. So, and I know it's the safest place to live in the Bay Area, but it's one of them. So this is our number 8. Crow Canyon. Now on to number 9, Dougherty Valley. And this is back in Santa Mona. Obviously, Santa Mona is a very desirable city. Dougherty Valley is going to be, again, right off Costa. This is a small little section. This is a newer, again, this area of Dougherty. This section was built before this section. So these homes, there's actually like one area, it's so crazy because it's like a dips and there's almost like a fault line or an earthquake zone where it had like a sunken land here. But yeah, this is actually right by my old house. I used to live like right over here. And so this is going to be a little bit older versus this section of Dougherty. It's all completely brand new, more condensed living. And I think there's some Section 8 housing over here, but the school is excellent. So this is where Dougherty Valley is in Santa Mona. And let's read some of the things that people are saying about here. I actually personally really liked it here. I had a close friend that lived there in one of the houses right by that section of the land that dipped with like, it was like a fault line or something. It was like a creek. They made it into a creek, I think. We see the excellent schools, many shopping options like small local business, large department stores like Macy's, Sears, Penny's, many businesses. Most of the time I get everything I need here. Restaurants are family type, nice new restaurants are here too. Great neighborhood, great schools, diverse neighborhoods with lots of 2-income families. Very safe with lots of activities for children and young adults. Lots of thriving businesses. Amazing place to raise a family, kind people, very involved, supportive community. So these are all things of what people are saying. And that is our number 9, Dougherty Valley. Now on to number 10, my beloved Walnut Creek. I love Walnut Creek. Let's take a look at what it has to say here at niche.com. It's a beautiful shot of Walnut Creek. There's lots of rolling hills. It's absolutely stunning here. I've got an overall grade of A for public schools, crime and safety is C+, nightlife is A-. You're going to get a more vibrant downtown here. It's great for families and diversity is A-. So let's see here. We got 69,000 in population. Walnut Creek, Contra Costa County offers residents an urban suburban mixed feel with most residents that own their home. In Walnut Creek, there are lots of restaurants, coffee shops, parks. So true. Many young professionals and retirees in Walnut Creek, and residents tend to have moderate political views. Public schools are highly rated as well. So median home, again, this is going to include condos and townhomes. I think if you're looking at a single family residence, you're looking at a good, beautiful home, $1.5 million. Most own here, but some do rent because this is a bigger city. As you can see here from the map, let's click on it so you can get a view of like where Walnut Creek is in location to the Bay Area. It's going to be in the East Bay. And again, this is kind of the anchor point for the Bay Area, East Bay Area. This is the biggest town. People are going to come 680 here. You can easily hop in from the city, Oakland, and you have a BART station here, which is a really nice feature of Walnut Creek. And it's pretty vast. You can get kind of into here. This Rossmore is a retirement community, but it's really pretty over here. People tend to live here or kind of downtown areas right around here. Broadway Plaza is down here, right around here, South Broadway. And all the parks and hiking. Shellridge is amazing. There's lots of places to hike, and Northgate's a great school. Lime Ridge open space. It's just beautiful here. You'll love Walnut Creek. It's got a lot of different things that it can offer for families, single, you name it. There's a plethora of things to do here. Hiking, going to the parks, hanging out with your kids. You'll love Walnut Creek. I think the reason it's kind of rated lower on the totem pole is probably the schooling and some crime and safety, because the bigger town is going to have a little bit more crime. And obviously you guys have probably heard about the Broadway Plaza incident, which I think was kind of a fluke during the holidays, where they had this like mass flash robbery of people bum rushing Nordstrom's. It's an isolated incident. That's not happened in the whole time I've ever lived here, so I don't really consider it something to be normal. But again, you'll love it here. Let's take a look at some of the reviews. 5-star. Again, these people are talking my language. It's just because it is what it is. I know what I'm talking about. The downtown is amazing. There are countless stores to choose from. Each and every single one of the stores are all super duper trendy and glamorous. I really appreciate having the privilege of being able to live in this pleasurable place. There are quite a few people living in this town, but it is a large place. There are many different schools, elementaries, middle and high schools, college nearby too. Most schools are great and earn high amounts of points on the rating review sites. Also, there are a lot of events that go on in Walnut Creek, which is true, such as the Art and Wine Festival, the Walnut Festival, an annual tradition, and Running Festival. Walnut Creek is located in the foothills of Mount DANVILLE, which is a very fabulous and snazzy mountain that you can climb up every decade. It will snow, sometimes only every few years, and everyone goes outside when it falls. I'm happy that I can grow up somewhere like here. I really love Walnut Creek. I agree 100%. I think that it's an amazing town. So Walnut Creek is our number 10. We are wrapping it up here with number 11. We have one more left. And number 11 is Orinda. And let me get you the map so you can see exactly where Orinda is here. Orinda is a great town. It is just slightly older for my taste. So as you can see here, Orinda is the closest city in the East Bay to San Francisco after the tunnel. So a lot of people that live in Orinda are going to work in San Francisco and Oakland because of its convenience and the next biggest city. So Orinda is a beautiful town. Steph Curry at one point lived in Orinda. And you can see here an overall grade of A plus schools, C plus housing, crime and safety is C plus. Maybe that's because you're getting a little close to that Oakland kind of area and downtown urban vibe there. Has a little bit more crime than the further cities out. B plus is the nightlife and B minus is diversity. So 19,000 in population here. Living in Orinda offers residents a sparse suburban feel as most residents own their home. There are a lot of restaurants, coffee shops, and parks. Many retirees live in Orinda and residents have moderate political views. This is kind of the same for all of the cities I've talked about. The median price home here, again, I would say single family residence is probably 1.6 to 1.8 and up into the millions, and 90% own here. You rent because there's not that many places to rent. I think a lot of people just really want to live in Orinda because it's got beautiful spread out locations, hilly areas, lots of square footage, and older homes. It's just absolutely gorgeous here. Stunning. We love Orinda. It's older city and the schools are excellent. Median household is going to be $223. This is definitely one of the top most expensive areas. In Contra Costa area, I would say Orinda and Alamo. If not Alamo, probably is the most expensive, I think now. Orinda used to be, but I think now Orinda is like second or third. These are excellent schools here. Camp Lindo, Miramani, Acalanes, they're all nationally rated. I would look online and see where they stand in comparison to the rest of the high schools in the United States. Let's read some of the reviews here to get you an idea. Amazing place. Lived here for 11 years. I love it. There is some racism and very little diversity, but those are pretty much the only problems. It's beautiful, has a small town feel, and great downtown. The homes in Orinda are the most beautiful in America. Let's take a look at this 2-star. I'm incredibly grateful to have the operating resources available through the well-funded schools. I'm disappointed with how detached the neighbors are while fronting efforts to promote acceptance behind closed doors and social media. Students and adults in the community are judgmental and hateful. There is conditional support for those who conform to the community's expectations, and most activities and events turn into a cruel competition. So these are things to take note of. Again, I feel like Orinda is a little bit of an older school place, like generation wise, and you're not going to have as much diversity here. Definitely Google it. It's an amazing, beautiful place to live. I think the downtown is just okay to Lafayette and Walnut Creek because it's just a little bit more urban feel. I like the diversity in both those towns. Look into it, see what's right for you. But again, I would live in Orinda if I had the opportunity, just like Lafayette and Walnut Creek. I love them. And Alamo and Danville. Love the atmosphere, and people are incredibly friendly. Socially, justice is something that's important. The whole community rallies together to bring about change. I think that you're going to get an old school vibe here, but you're going to have literally excellent schools. So your kids in this school system, they're going to come out pretty successful. It's just a great place to live as far as schooling and safety and home life. But again, if diversity is your thing, might not be the place for you. So take a look and study for yourself. But I am just a realtor and I can answer questions. I think it's great. But again, that is from my views. If you want certain things, you got to ask those tough questions, search online, figure out if it's the right place for you. But that is our number 11, Orinda. All right, now on to number 12. Our final one is going to be Danville. And let's take a look at the map here. Now, Danville is going to be in between Alamo and San Ramon. This is, again, a smaller town. San Ramon is going to be bigger. It's going to be on 680. So Danville, I love too. It's an amazing town. It's going to be people will live in Danville and Alamo and probably stop here that are commuting down to Silicon Valley area, which is down here. And again, they're going to be commuting into Oakland and San Francisco if they work in Danville. It does not have a BART station, but it does have a really cute downtown and excellent schools. So let's go over everything. Here we go. Overall grade from niche.com is A, and the public schools are A+, crime and safety B-, nightlife is B, and diversity is B, and A+ for families, and C for housing because it's going to be expensive. So there's about 44,000 people in this town. Median home is going to be about, with townhouses and condos included, $1,091,000. I think that Danville homes are going to be in the range of like really 1.3 and up for a single family residence. And again, most own their houses here, some rent. Probably the renters are going to be the people with kids that couldn't afford to buy. Crime and safety is B. Again, this is a town that's closer to the freeway and you're just going to get more of that. And it's probably going to be more petty crime. Yeah, robbery, well, assaults, exactly. You can take a look at those stats on your own. Diversity is a B. Median household is 160. Schools are all A+ and A's. So let's read some of these reviews for you. I've lived in Danville, California my entire life, and I honestly do not have many complaints. It's a very family-friendly environment with a great community to raise a family in. However, it is predominantly Caucasian environment and is not as diverse. They have great job opportunities for individuals of all ages. I love how lush the greenery is in the neighborhood. Although it's not a city like San Francisco, New York, Danville is its own suburban charm. It's a safe neighborhood to raise families and has wonderful local stores to explore on the week. Like I said before in plenty of my videos and in this video, Danville and Alamo. Danville has a great downtown. They have awesome parades. It's down to earth, family friendly. America, you know, 4th of July is a huge event in Danville. You're going to get a lot of down to home earth old American life here. I think the diversity is coming back, but in that review, she said it, not me. It's primarily Caucasian. I think that's going to be the gist for Danville, Alamo, Lafayette. Monarch Creek is a little bit more diverse. Orinda, Moraga. So things to notate, things to look into. If that's not for you, might not be a town that you want to visit or live in. So if you have questions, we're always happy to help, but just something to notate about Danville, which is our number 12. I love Danville. I grew up here. I had many fun times. I've never, ever, ever in my entire life experienced any racial hate or negativity. I'm half Filipino, half Irish. I don't know if that makes a difference, but just is what it is. People have their opinions. Look into it for yourself, but just know Danville has an overall grade of an A, and it is our last on the list. All right, so there you have it, the top 12 suburbs in the Contra Costa area. If you're moving to San Francisco and want to know more, definitely reach out, click the subscribe button down below, hit that like button, and let us know if you have questions. We're happy to help you. I know it's a lot coming over here. You can be overwhelmed, but that's what we're here for. The professionals, we got you covered, and we're loving helping all these people relocate to the Bay Area. So just give us a shout. And until next time, guys, thanks for spending time and enjoy your week and Happy New Year. Bye.